Hi, I'm Rodney Johnson, co-editor of Boom and Bust as well as Survive and Prosper. It's funny how people want equal treatment under the law right up until unequal treatment works in their favor. To say the city of Detroit's going through a rough patch is an understatement. They can't pay the bills and they're underfunded on their pensions by more than $3 billion. Everyone owed money by the city's ticked off and looking for their cut of whatever settlement is worked out. However, some people are looking for a bigger slice than they should receive. In general, bankruptcy ranks creditors by the quality of their claim, from strong claims, backed by specific assets or streams of revenue, to weak claims that are simply unsecured debt. Everyone in the same group is typically treated the same. In the Detroit case, the pension funds, representing current and future workers, are no more than unsecured creditors who rely on the full faith and credit of the city to make good. At this point, that's not a strong claim. However, it is the same as a lot of bondholders, those people who lent money to the city. But the pension fund trustees are arguing they deserve more than bondholders because, well, just because. It's true that the pension funds represent individuals, but at the end of the day, bondholders are people too. It's likely that many retirees outside of Detroit hold bonds issued by the city and rely on the city to make good on its debts. That point seems to be lost on the emergency manager of Detroit, Kevin Orr. He put together a plan to pay the pension funds 40 to 50 cents on the dollar while paying bondholders 20 cents on the dollar, even though their claims are the same. But it gets worse. Not only are bondholders apparently entitled to only half of what pensions should get, but there's a certain group of bondholders that get even less. This special group, per the city's plan, should receive only 10 cents on the dollar. So what was their crime or misstep that put them at the bottom of the ladder? Well, they lent money to the city to contribute to their pension funds. In 2005, Detroit issued a $1.4 billion certificate of participation bond, and the proceeds were used to catch up on their pension funding. Now, the thinking was that as long as the pension fund earned more on investments than it owed to the bondholders, everything would be okay. Obviously, it wasn't. Now that the city's broke, everybody's looking for someone to blame. Current leaders and a bankruptcy judge are claiming that the 2005 deal broke the law governing how much debt the city could issue. On this basis, the city's claiming that it owes the bondholders almost nothing. So in an incredible case of irony, people who lent money to the city of Detroit so it could catch up on pending funding are now being told by Detroit the loan was illegal, so the city wants to greatly reduce what it will pay those lenders in order to give more money to the pensions. You just can't make this stuff up. I've got an idea. If the loan was illegal, then why doesn't Detroit simply withdraw the illegal proceeds from the pensions and send it back to the rightful owners, the bondholders? I guess that'd be less popular than treating people equally. Many years ago, Warren Buffett saw this coming. He used to provide municipal bond insurance called BH insurance, but he stopped doing it in the mid-2000s. He pointed out that when municipal authorities failed to manage their finances correctly in the years ahead, they'd have to make choices, and they would always choose constituents over bondholders no matter what the law says. Looks like he nailed that one. With Puerto Rico having $70 billion in debt and a looming default and other unknown landmines sprinkled around the U.S., now's a good time for municipal bondholders to scan their portfolio and make sure they know what they own. It's entirely possible one day you'll get a letter pointing out how you've been deemed less equal than someone else who's scrambling for the same assets. Thank you.